Hello everyone, welcome to another Whole School Maths Challenge. Hope you really enjoyed trying Strike It Out last week, and I'm really interested to see what solutions you came up with. Hopefully you've been putting those in your maths folders. I'll be keen to see how you've got on. So I'm going to introduce this week's challenge. You will find the link to the Enrich page that features this challenge. It's called Less is More on your maths on your home learning homepage under the maths video, and you'll find all of the materials that you need to help you in your maths folders on Purple Mash. This week's challenge is all about understanding greater than and less than, and how where you put digits in two-digit numbers, how that will affect whether it's a greater than or a less than. You'll need a couple of things. You'll need a frame that looks a bit like this. This is a printed version, which you can find in your home learning folder. And you can see it's divided up into sets of boxes, some blue ones and some white ones. And in between, you've got a symbol. And you might just want to check your thinking to know whether that's a greater than or a less than symbol. You can draw your own version of this if you like. And you just need to make sure you've got 8 boxes arranged like this to be able to play one game. And obviously there's lots of sets on here so you can play lots of games. You're also going to need a way of randomly generating the digits 0 to 9. I'm lucky enough to have a 10-sided die here, but you don't need to have one of those. I've also included in your maths folders a 0 to 9 spinner, which you can make. I've just used an old matchstick and I've printed this on paper. It will probably work better if you make it out of card, but a matchstick is fine. And so read the instructions really carefully. You can play this game by yourself, and I'll demonstrate how you do it. It's great if you can play against somebody else, but as well as playing against somebody else, there is a second part to the challenge where you play with someone and you help each other to make sure to see if you can win. So I'm going to just play the game. All I will need to do is roll the die 8 times to generate 8 different numbers, and I'm just going to put them randomly in one of the 8 boxes that's part of my game. So that's a 0. It's a 4. Put that there. It's another 0. 3. 5. 1. 4. Another 0. Okay, so I'll show you what I've got. Those are the 2 number sentences I've come up with. Okay, and what you have to do is check whether your number sentences are correct. So in fact, this symbol is the less than symbol. So we've got 10 is less than 30. And that's correct. So I get 10 points for that number sentence. This number sentence, though, says 45 is less than 40. Now that's not right, is it? Is 45 less than 40 or is it more than 40? Yeah, it's more than 40. So I don't get any points for that. So I only got 10 points. And obviously if you were playing the game, you might decide that maybe the bottom sentence is for one player and the top sentence is for another. And you're just trying to really hard to make sure that you write your number sentence correctly. So hopefully that will get you thinking as to what's the best way to win. Once you've played a few times, you might figure out that there's some thinking that has to be done as to where you put each digit. Is it best to put a 0 first or second? Where should a 5 go? And so on. And hopefully you'll get to the position where you'll always be able to have a strategy for scoring points, maybe even for winning every time. The second version of the game, where you're playing with your partner or with somebody else, you're thinking about how you can work together, help each other to make sure that the number sentences always make sense. And you might want to play around with some digit cards to do that. There are some digit cards in your maths folder, and that they're a little bit bigger than this frame, so that might make it a little bit easier to work with. If you can play with a parent at home or a brother or sister, that'd be really helpful. You can play the game by yourself, but it really helps to be able to talk to each other, talk to somebody else, and get your thinking straight. So all of the key questions that you need to think about are on the Enrich page with the problem, and there's also a parent's guide in your folders. If mum or dad are around, they can have a look through that and give you a hand with it, and it will help their hopefully that'll help them to ask you some good questions to help with too. Good luck. Really enjoy it. Oh, one more thing. If you aren't able to print off the spinner and you don't have a die, there is an interactive die or spinner function on the problem page itself. There's a link to it. So if you look at that, you can set that to how you want it to. So have a little look at that interactive spinner as well. Okay, and I think that's everything. So good luck, everyone. Really interested to hear and see what you find out. Again, if you want to create a PowerPoint or a poster that explains what you found out, take some pictures of you playing, do a video of what you've been doing. That would all be great too. And I look forward to seeing them. Good luck, everyone. Happy mathsing.